Yep, that self-talk. That self-talk. Ain't nobody else talking to you but you within. It's your voice. It's your consciousness. You program it. Who's in control? Who's programmed it? Is it to what you want, or is it to what someone else wants? That's the whole purpose of this video. I got no script. I got no ulterior motive. I'm just gonna tell you exactly what it is and exactly what's working for me. It's that internal self-talk. When things arise, when things happen, what are you telling yourself in that instant? What are you programming yourself? That's where the awareness and control comes from. You know, it's not something that, you know, that happens automatically where basically the way you want it, it runs automatically. It doesn't work that way. You have to program it. And what I've noticed is if you're not aware of it, other things outside of you are programming it. They're telling you how to think in these situations, how to feel in these situations, right? You create a vibration, you create a frequency within that you're emitting out because of the way you react and the way you're telling yourself about these situations, right? So, self-talk, what are you telling yourself? Put it this way. We'll stick with, what's a good one right now? We'll go with basketball. If you think about the best players, like let's go with Jordan, let's go with Kobe, we'll throw Curry in there for the modern. If you think about it, when they went onto the court, when they went on to play their game and, you know, play the best or whatever, they literally had a specific self-talk. They didn't go on the court saying, oh, gee, I wish, you know, I play really good today, and I think I'm better than all these other people. Heck no. Heck no, they didn't go on that court and talk to themselves that way. They had a mentality, they still have a mentality of, give me the ball. I got this. I'm the best. I'm on top of this. I show up. I practice the hardest. I deserve this. Things like that they're telling themselves. Of course. What else? Give me the ball. I'll make the play. I'll take the heat. I'll take the stress. I'll take the pressure. I'm better than this dude. I got him. What else? And that's something we have to come to realize, is that when we go through our daily ways, hitting the gym, eating right, our diet, that relationship, that project, whatever it is, who's talking to who? What program is running? What program is running? Is it the one you're installing? Or is it the fear? Is it the doubt that something outside of you has instilled into you that you just keep installing and having on autoplay? You keep having on this auto loop. Think about it. Whose program are you running? So basically, when it's time for you to show up, to excel, to be diligent, to perform at your best, what program are you running? Is it the one that, you know, is full of confidence, is full of what's another word here? Full of confidence, full of just energy, focus, discipline? Or is it one that's pretty much program of doubt, fear, skepticism, maybe, I hope, things like that? Which program you running? When it comes to the self-talk, it literally just starts with you. It literally starts with you. Once you have your self-talk down, your performance shows. Your performance literally shows up in that self-talk. And so I've noted it with myself, where I wasn't that good in my self-talk, and my performance showed. I wasn't present. I wasn't thorough. I wasn't detailed. I wasn't even starting. I wasn't even finishing if I did start. And it's my fault. because I'm running the wrong program. I let a low program on auto loop. My fault. What was I thinking? But see, I had to learn. And you know what? I'll be honest, and in some areas, I did have a good program running, some good self-talk, things I was confident in, comfortable, practiced, well-versed. And I was like pretty good at excelling at it. And that's how I was able to contrast. It's like, hey, how come I'm doing so good here, but then here I'm doing horrible? I'm doing pretty bad. Like, what is the problem? And it turns out I was a problem. I'm running the wrong program. Good morning to you too. So when it comes to these situations, what's your reaction? What's your default pattern, thought pattern? And I've noticed it in other people too. And I started noticing it in other people is when I started noticing it in myself. There's a default pattern, a default thought pattern that autoplays within you. Basically, you start looking at the negative. You start finding faults. You start telling yourself like, oh, it's not safe, and you better watch out for this, and it's too risky, and you're not that good, and these people are really good, and you start envisioning these thoughts about the other people, or there's other people involved, or situations, or whatever, and you start patterning in your mind that these people are greater than you, and that's not true. That's not true. Sure they're great, but so are you. You're great. You're still alive. You're emitting an energy right now. You can be great at anything. You're human. One human's doing it, another can do it. Now the greatness doesn't happen overnight, but it happens with some effort, some persistence, some proper programming. Not just internally, but also habitually, that you take action in. So, it's that self-talk. It's that self-talk that comes up. And basically, it's up to you what you want to program and auto run. Like when I go to the gym, it's like sometimes I'm just kind of like, I'll put on like my favorite music and it still won't hit. I'm still like, I don't want to be here. But I show up anyway because I'm disciplined. And it took me a while to get disciplined. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like the most super disciplined, but I am pretty disciplined. And that's where the self-talk comes in. I am well disciplined. I'm getting better every day. My discipline is just excelling daily. Daily. Show up to the gym, even when I don't want to. No matter what music, podcast is playing, sometimes I'm not in the mood. And gotta show up anyway. Gotta do what I gotta do. Just sit there and go through the process. And once you go through the process, you basically, wait for that hit. And next thing you know, like mentally, your structure starts changing. Your thoughts start changing because your blood pressure is rising, your body's moving. You're getting into a rhythm, you're getting into a focus, and next thing you know, that self-talk comes back in. You start telling yourself, like, oh man, I'm glad I came. Heck yeah, I'm feeling strong. Heck yeah, I'm feeling alive. And by the end of the workout, you're like, man, I'm glad I came. I'm glad I worked out. So, yeah, it's basically a program you're running in your mind, within you, that you tell yourself during certain events. And I think it's one of the most important things, because I've heard this, I've said it, I repeated it, but one of the most critical conversation you could ever have is the one you have with yourself. And we talk to ourselves daily. We have 80,000, probably more, or roughly 80,000 thoughts a day. Which one of those are in alignment to how you want to execute? Yeah, because what you tell yourself is exactly how you're going to feel on the outside, how you're going to perform. put it this way. I'll take Kobe, for example. I grew up watching Kobe. And think about it like this. You're very good at playing your game. You're very good at whatever sport, business or whatever. Like in Kobe's instance, it was basketball. He'd show up to an away game. Like let's say, he was a Laker. He's playing the Boston Celtics. Obviously, huge rival. Not even the conference, but just the whole NBA. And the crowd's booing, chanting, "You suck," boo, throwing stuff at him. Most people will cringe. Most people will falter. Most people will, cave in and be like, oh yeah, they'll let that noise just overtake them. It's like, damn, no support, no love. That's when a lot of people start doubting themselves. The pressure gets to them. I mean, you got a whole arena, just booing you, going against you. How does that feel? How does that feel? Well, that's where the self-talk comes in. What's your mental state? Whose noise, whose words, whose energy are you listening to? The outer one from the full arena, or that voice you have within you? Whose voice? Whose noise? Whose message? That's where it's at. That's where it's at. If you can drown out the noise and listen to that self-talk within you under like a circumstance like that, that's how you excel. That's how you persevere. That's how you progress. That's how you overcome. And yeah, these professional athletes, they do the physical stuff and all that, but a lot of the things that I've read about and listened to and studied is that there's a huge mental part to the game. That's not really taught. It has to be embraced. It has to be developed. It has to be nurtured. That's where it comes in. What part are you doing? Either you're programming yourself or someone else has programmed it to you. And your programming so weak under certain circumstances, that outer noise will overtake you. Yeah, I mean, I still battle it. I battle it just starting this damn channel. I'm getting better at it. I'm overcoming the noise. Overcoming the doubt, the discomfort, all those things. So, that's it for this one. Remember, we'll be talking about this one because what I've noticed about self-talk is that we forget. We forget to program, deprogram old ones, upload new ones. Certain news comes out, certain rumors, certain, certain expectations and pressures and fear mongering and all that starts coming about, and that program could probably, reprogram itself automatically without even us knowing about it, and then we're playing it subconsciously in the background. And we have to do, I would have to say, a daily, weekly, conscious inventory check of what the line of code within your mind is. You gotta have the right words, you gotta have the right attitude, the right energy behind it in order to have a strong self-talk, so you could have a strong approach, strong discipline and focus at the task at hand, a strong, consistent, confident approach and outcome. Starts within. Starts with our mental chatter. One thing I'll end it with too is that, if you want to talk to God, you go within. Your inner conscious voice, it's the creator. It's the great spirit, universe, source energy. It's always been there. So, to end this, take inventory, take action, and take care. This is Coach Kev, signing out. On to the next. Peace.